Hey everybody, just an impromptu build. I'm working on my sawmill. And when wanting to build this sawmill, I've got an attachment. You probably can't see it. I'll show it here in a second for a skill saw. It's a chainsaw attachment for a skill saw. They call it a beam cutter. It's meant to cut beams. So I want to use it for cutting up logs and small logs and stuff that a lot of these logging companies around here are leaving behind, really. So just a real impromptu hangout. I'm going to set up the camera so you can see, and if I can find the charger for my laptop, I'll set up the laptop at a different angle so you guys will have two views, and we'll have some fun building a sawmill. Let me do a screen share here real quick so I can show you guys what I'm up to. So this is it. This is the sawmill I want to build. Now it's all out of 1-inch steel tubing, and it's roughly 6 feet long, and it's 24 inches wide total, with a 12-inch bed for logs, and then this carriage will basically ride down the back side here, back and forth. The chainsaw attachment with the circular saw will mount right here in this where this opening is, and then I'll have some threaded rod that'll raise and lower it. And I'm probably at some point going to put a handle off on the side, so I can just have a handle with a trigger that I can push, and then this whole system will slide up and down the carriage, and then I'll have some kind of locking system to mount the logs or whatever I happen to be cutting to this bed. So that's it for the build. It's a lot of parts that need to be welded, but it's not like a real complicated system. So that's my intention. Guys, I don't have YouTube chat open yet here. Let me get that done real quick. All right. When the thank you so much. Anka 64 live. So if you didn't catch it, we're getting ready to build a sawmill. The chit-chatting, I want you to feel free to talk amongst yourselves, and I'll hit the comment section. For 4 hours or so, we're going to be live for about the next 4 hours working on this sawmill. And it's going to be a lot of loud cutting of steel and welding, and I'll stop camera again and answer. I'm just getting things rolling here. I got the Lincoln welder out. I've got some steel sitting over in the corner that I got to grab, and so before I do, let me show you this. Sorry about the camera. I'll try and get the laptop set up. I'll try and get the laptop set up as well. So we have, no, I don't smoke weed. I smoke cigarettes, and I won't be smoking throughout the get it done thing. So this is what I'm going to be making the chainsaw out of. This is a sawmill attachment. It's called a beam cutter, and it's actually pretty violent. Listen to this. It's violent when it's plugged in. Here we go. Ready? Now, I've been right now, but this is 4-inch. This is 4-inch cherry, and there's the, if you can see that very well, there's the cut it makes. So this is 4-inch cherry, about 14, 16 inches long, and I was ripping through this in about 20 seconds or so. So it's pretty vicious, and this is dry cherry. It's not wet. which makes it a little bit more difficult to cut. So I think it's got what it takes to be a little mini sawmill, and I've been wanting for a long time. How bad is my audio? Someone said my audio is. Hey, what's up? I was just showing off the Pratzi beam saw, Brian. Fading in and out, huh? I'm wondering if it's because I'm walking away. Can you guys hear me okay now? Or is this... it shouldn't be the internet connection. I've got pretty good connection. Ooh. Let me check the settings here real quick, y'all. So I just changed the bandwidth settings to medium. Hopefully that'll help. If that makes a difference, let me know. So I just changed the bandwidth settings to medium. Hopefully that'll help. Looks good and sounds good. All right. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I'll answer questions for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to get to work. I got a lot to do, and that's going to be kind of a talk amongst yourselves thing. So if you guys who know what's going on and understand what I'm doing want to describe it to folks that are asking, that'd be great. I'll stop about every 20 or 30 minutes and answer a few questions. And other than that, I'm going to be making a lot of noise, cutting steel, welding, putting all these parts together. So it's going to be a little thing, you know. I don't know if it's something you guys are going to want to hang out for 4 hours of this and do, or I just figured I'd throw this up and try it out. Yeah, right. The t-shirt's awesome. It's just a link. It's a cheap Lincoln I got from Home Depot. It's a 140 HD. It's I guess that's a MIG welder. Love you too, Sterling. I haven't heard from you in a while, bud. We gotta have a chit chat sometime. Audio fixed, right on. Good. Okay, cool. All right, so one more time. We got a little larger crowd here. Let me screen share what I'm building, and then I'll shut up and actually start building something, which will be cool, I hope. So for those of you who just joined us, this is the mini sawmill I'm building. I'm going to attach a skill saw with a beam cutter from Pratzi to that skill saw. It's going to sit right in here. It'll be adjusted by a threaded rod, the height will. And then this carriage will slide up and down this track. And the logs will mount onto this bed. Now, that's not, it probably looks bigger than it really is. This is 12 inches from the face to the carriage, and it's 6 feet long. And the whole thing in total is 2 feet wide, 6 feet long. And the carriage is, I don't know what that is, probably 18, 20 inches tall. So that's the system. I'm probably going to add a little handle off here as well with a bike cable or something to turn the saw on and off. And then also some kind of lubrication thing. Not today. I'm just going to get as far as I can get before the Mega Maker show tonight, and then I'll shut it down. And the video on it will be out probably, I don't know, tomorrow night or Monday. So that's what we're doing. Go back over here. Yeah, I'll finish this. I noticed a couple of videos that you were using the rigid table saw. Did you get another one? Yes, that rigid table saw is new. I have an old saw that's buried in the back of my storage unit. And quite literally, it was worth buying a new saw as opposed to digging through my storage unit to get the old one out. I was having problems with the Bosch, so the Bosch got retired. See a marketable product as a proxy companion. I don't know, Brian. This is gonna. I'm gonna make this so easy that people might be able to build it themselves, as long as there's who's on tonight. We got Joel Crawford back. He's from the Missing Digit Workshop. The Spartan cutting board guy, and somebody new. Now I got a guy named Scott Caruso coming on, who is a lifetime hardcore entrepreneur who's been who spearheaded a lot of businesses over the years. Super, super, super smart guy. His latest one was a stain company I just did some work with. It's Pure Color. Love the hat. Yeah, it's got the old logo on it. I only got a few of these left. Thank you, Donald. I'm not... Yeah. Jerry, thank you for looking out, buddy. Appreciate it. So let's get started. So I'm using some 1-inch piping, some 1/8 wall piping. It's 1x1 tube, steel tube. And thank you, Adam. Thank you. Very nice, man. That's very nice of you to say. So I'm going to go back to, I'm going to use the 1-inch by 1-inch square tube. I'll show you that here in a second. For the first few minutes here, I am going to be making a lot of noise. I'm going to have my evolution saw going, cutting up a bunch of small pieces, and I'm not. That's going to be off camera. Let me see if I can find the charger for my. In fact, while I'm sitting here, I should be looking for it. The charger for my laptop, because then I could get another 2 camera angles going, which would be better, I think. And I don't. Sorry, guys. I should have done that before I fired up the laptop. It's MIA, so I don't know where it is. I'll point the camera over here a little bit better so you can see more of what's going on through the build. Hey, greetings from Germany. Hello, Germany. 16-inch diameter cutting saw for 700. I was thinking of might be a hell of a table saw. Yeah, that would be a monster table saw. Keith, thank you, man. Really appreciate it. Try to keep stuff fresh as I can. It's not always easy, but hey, we've got lots of. I've been writing down some really cool ideas for some really pretty interesting projects coming down the pipe over the next 6 months. That's about as far out as I have planned at the moment. So, hey, Joda, how are you? Thank you very much, Afar. Thank you, very nice. Hello from West Virginia. Hello. Matt's from the UK. Give a shout out. I'm shouting out, Matt. Thanks for watching, man. Hey, Jack. Yeah, well, try to get involved as much as possible. I try to read the comments, when I can. It's not always 7 kids, a wife, and a crazy life makes it hard to keep up sometimes. Walt. Hey, Walt. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is going to be a whole new thing for me. I didn't do really any initial testing on the saw. I used that saw to cross cut with. Now this is cherry, and this is a little over 4 inches wide, 14 inches long, and it ate right through this like it didn't even exist. I mean, it was crazy. Now, it doesn't have the speed that a chainsaw has. The Proxy doesn't have the speed that a chainsaw has because of the rotation of the circuit saw. But here's the thing. With the amperage that particular saw has, it should have more torque than like a 50 cc or even a 60 cc chainsaw. It shouldn't bog down under any type of, under wet wood. As long as I keep it lubricated and everything else, it should be fine. So it should actually have more torque than a 50 cc chainsaw. So in effect, it's going to cut a little slower, but it's going to be stronger, is my guess. We're going to find out together, I guess. I'm kicked back and watching. You could do a shout out to me as well. Not only wood, shout out to you. Not only is from Germany, right? Hello from Poland. Thomas from Poland. How are you, brother? Westboro Baptist Church. Oh, man, you're going to get yourself in trouble here, Cobalt. He did say just kidding. Yeah, exactly. Keep it lubed. You're right. When the dust settles. Yep. And that's going to be the most important thing. And that really is the most important thing with any chainsaw mill or any mill really, is to keep that blade lubricated well. And I'm not, typically on most large mills or, home mills, they use a Dawn dish soap water solution to keep the bandsaw blade. And that probably would not be a good idea with the skill saw. So, what I'll probably do is end up shooting some, WD-40 for now on it until I get some kind of oiling thing set up for it. 9 a.m. Sunday morning. Holy cow. See you guys are way back there. Icy Portland, Oregon. Hey, Danielle. Danielle's from Portland, Oregon. Man, you know what? I'd take it. It's so hot. This summer was so miserable hot, it was bad. Brad, how you doing, man? Yeah, everything's good. Family's good. Everybody's doing all right at the moment. Hello from Zimbabwe. Hi. Vitality, Sunny from Zimbabwe. That's crazy. It's just crazy. No to the WD-40 reel or no to what? WD-40 is a lifesaver. Cool project from India. Man, everywhere. Everybody's from all over the place. How come I can sit here and talk to you guys from all over the world and it still takes my bank 7 days to cash a check from out of state? I want to know. Does anybody know that answer? Do you know where is Corrido? No, I don't. Fran, I don't know where that is. Liverpool? Got up yesterday, kicked back on the saw and hit me right in the face. Oh, man, Let's Craft. Sorry to hear that. Be careful. And it happens. Oh, WD-40 and wood. Well, I won't be spraying it on the wood. I'll be spraying it on the blade, and not enough that it would saturate the material. So after it's cut and dried, I can plane it off. No effect. No effect. Hello from Canada. Joel from Canada. Real Quentin, haha, good question. Good question. True story. All right, y'all, let's get started. So for the first second here, I'm going to be jumping off the camera to cut. So you're going to hear some loud cutting going on over there. 12 p.m. in South Africa. Wow, you're hardcore. Andrew is hardcore. He's up at 12 p.m. Dublin, Ireland, Scotland. Glenn from Dublin. Shout out, brother. Crazy. South Dakota, Morocco. It's in Europe. Okay, Fran. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. Xmosh from Germany. Hey, what's up? And Emil from Belgium. All right, here we go, guys. I only got 4 hours left before the Mega Maker show tonight. I got to start rocking on this. So, camera, I'll point that over there as soon as something actually starts happening over there. You're going to be hearing some loud noises over off to the side. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get my second camera set up. Please feel free to comment amongst yourselves, ask questions. I know Jerry's Machine's in here. I know Brian Way's in here. I saw a couple other guys in here that are real super smart about this kind of stuff. So if you have questions, those of you who know Brian, Jerry, I know there's Sterling Davis, Walt Lyer. Walt, I know you're pretty on top of stuff. If these guys have questions that and I'm not here to answer them about what's happening, please feel free to jump in and answer those questions. Okay, let's get going. Let me get my chair out of the way. You don't want to be looking at my coat all afternoon. Hey, look. Oh, wait. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah. See that? That's Darth Mater. He's my shop buddy. I gets lonely in here. Look at these plans here real quick. Make sure I got my measurements right. $22. Shop's a mess. Don't judge. Plug it in first, huh? All right. What time is it in Sweden? What? Bathroom break. Yeah, I was having problems with Evolution sent me a saw to try out, and I don't like saying it's bad stuff about tool, depending on what it is, but I haven't been having much luck with it. I've been having issues. Three inches. Misplacing everything. All right. So to start with, where are we at here? Okay. To start, screen share. Oh, let me move over here. There we go. So to start with, I'm going to weld a couple of these up right here. I've got this front runner. All the 6-foot parts are cut. So I have this front runner here, this long one along the bottom, and these 3 center supports. This one here, here, and here are cut. And then I have these 3 small sections for the back cut. And then I can weld that to those. So I'm just basically making the base at this point, and then I'll cut the smaller pieces. And I'm more or less just going to build it from the ground up, if that makes any sense. It's pretty straightforward. It's a lot of butt joints that I'm going to be welding together. Let's see. Isn't everyone an AVE fan? Not everyone. So AVE for president. You said but. Yes, I did say but. No, I sat down for about 20 minutes before I started the hangout and kind of sketched up that idea in SketchUp for what I want. No, I'm not stick welding. I'm MIG welding, flux core welding. Welding in a wood shop, baby. That's right. Retro Weld, what's up, bud? Hey, I'm playing in your neck of the woods. I'm getting ready to do some welding. Wish you were here. I could use the help. Thank you, Mr. Ferguson. All right, enough chit chat. Let's get back to her. Oh, a disclaimer, guys. Whenever you're welding, you should wear, protective gear, gloves, all that stuff. More or less to keep yourself from getting burnt, unless you just don't care if you get burnt. So, just work safe. Don't do what I do. no more. Hang on, we're live. Live. In front of YouTube, the whole thing. Get a little smoky in here. How many of you guys have bikes in your garages? Raise your hands. is 60. 60. 560. Spacers. All right, I got to cut some spacers. That center style coming out about 3/16. Well, not 3/16, half of that. 3/32 out too far, so there's a little rock. So I'm cutting some spacers for that rail that I'm getting ready to weld right here. This rail along the back is what I'm welding, and this the center column here was just a little bit too close. It was about 3/16 closer than the other, so I've got a little rock back and forth. So I'm going to cut a spacer. The metal bandsaw is cutting that right now, and then I'll weld that in, and hopefully that'll fix the problem. Then we'll check it again. How's everybody doing so far? Are you guys bored yet? What time is it in our country? Well, it is 5:22 in the p.m. here. Hey, Dom. I have some experience working with Protzi long cuts with the grain, and it's a huge pain. All right, Barn Geek, thank you for the feedback. So I'll mess around with it a little bit and see how it does. Never boring. No, not usually. Hey, how you doing? Azalea, do this. Ooh. Oh, I'm not using a chainsaw, David. I'm using a skill saw. Hey, Tom, what's up? This one right here, Dave. This is the saw I'm mounting right here. Yep, that's what time it is. All right. Should be just about there. Let's get back to some welding. Barn Creek, they actually come with a combination chain for both ripping and cross-cutting. I did some tests earlier on some dry cherry, and it ate it up like it wasn't even there. Mr. Willow, I'm 19 and apprenticeship, just finishing up my apprenticeship. Advice on going self-employed. Well, that's a broad, you're talking about a very broad thing. I don't know what you want to do. Are you going to go into fine furniture? You want to go into rustic furniture? You're going to be a trim guy. What, as far as the furniture industry, I really can't I'm not good at giving advice as far as, like the guy who wants to build those one-off things and, that kind of real custom stuff. That takes a lot of work. That takes time, and you have to build a reputation. And in that type of situation, it's good to have another source of income while you're working on that. But as far as like, if you want to go into a full-blown furniture manufacturing and you want to hire guys and that kind of stuff, design some cool furniture, get them picked, get the pieces built, and then don't be shy. Hit the furniture companies up, and don't. It's one of those things where you just gotta pound that pavement, do your research, do your homework. Hey, Tom, thank you for tuning in for a bit. I appreciate it. What are you making and how will it work? I could do a little quick share here, Tom. For those of you who just jumped in or just recently jumped in, we're building a sawmill, sort of. I'm building this. It's kind of a homebrew sawmill, small one. It's only 6 feet long. The bed's 6 feet by 12. It's 6 feet by 24 overall. I'm going to mount my my beam cutter with the skill saw right here on this contraption, and there'll be a threaded rod that moves it up and down, and I'll have a locking clamp on either side of it. And then all I got to do is just push it up and down the log. Hopefully it'll work. I'm going to have to definitely keep the chain well lubed, and use some wedges as I'm going along to keep the pressure off the chain. But I'm calling it my little mini urban sawmill. It's small enough that I can hang it out of the wall on a wall out of the way. But because of where I live in a neighborhood that's a development. They're continually developing it, and the logging companies that come in, they leave all kinds of stuff. I mean, if it's under 10 inches, they don't bother with it. If it's more than if it's not at least 8 to 10 feet long, they just leave it. They just they don't even care. That gets all chipped up, and they don't. And here they don't take care of the chips. They run them right straight to the dump and dump them in the landfill. It's not like they're using them for anything. So I'm just trying to do my part, build a little sawmill I can cut up some of those logs with. Uh-oh, picture didn't come back. Well, let's see what happened. Let's see if it comes back now. Stop. Uh-oh. Did you guys lose picture? You did lose picture. Building, weird. Turn camera on, turn camera off. Well, that sucks. Hey, y'all, I think I just lost picture for good. Like it's not wanting to come back. Anybody know what to do? Yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. I think I lost my camera. Gotta love Google Hangouts. I did turn it off and back on again. Well, Google Hangouts does this time to time on regular Hangouts. I've never seen it do it during a live Hangout. I don't even know what to do at this point. If it doesn't come back on, there's no point in. Whoa. It's the forever room. And stop. And does the camera come back on? Well, that sucks, y'all. Huh. Hey guys, guess what? I can't fix it. It's not coming back. Oh no. See if I got something in the control room that'll let me fix it here. Hey, There it is. We got it fixed. You guys should see it in about 20 seconds. That was weird. Let me know. Okay, came back on, right? Y'all can see the top of my helmet and my fuzzy head. There you go. All right, good. Let's do some more welding. Maybe. Somebody's sending me private messages. Now you're just going to confuse me. Wood chips. Tom, landscaping, all kinds of fun stuff. All kinds of fun stuff you could do for wood chips. You could do, what do they make? They make mulch out of wood chips. You can sell them to companies that make wood pallets or pellets, all kinds of crazy stuff. There's a company in Gwinn, Michigan that makes the wood pellets, and they actually make wood coal as well. And that's all they use is wood chips, you know. So there's got to be something, you know. There's got to be something that you can find to do with barbecue. You know, I don't know about barbecue if you're mixing all these species in, right? Right. I mean, there's 100 things that you could do with them. I wish I was smarter. I could think of more than 100, right? But what's going on? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to read a couple things real quick. All right, cool. So let's get back to work, shall we? Let's go. Charcoal, spider's nest, cool. All like log fireplaces. Is there a way to sell sawdust and get them to make fiber boards? You'd have to have a whole lot of sawdust, I guess, but I don't know. I'm sure. You know, there's a market for just about everything. It's really about cost. I mean, if it's going to cost them more to ship it than it's worth, then they're not going to do anything with it. They're just going to turn it into chips and put it in the dump. Am I completely self-employed? Yes, Juan, I am completely self-employed. I do some consulting from time to time for rustic furniture factories. I design from time to time for rustic furniture companies. And I mostly do YouTube now. Yes, Barn Geek, I am planning to mount a bar chain oiler to the unit. Ew, smoke flavored drinks? Melissa, to build for a living? I'm not sure I follow. Was that a follow-up to a question I missed? Amazing all the time. Not sure what you mean. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, hopefully it'll work, Barn Geek. You were mentioning that you had some issues with it. I'm assuming it depends on the saw it was on too. If it wasn't on a real powerful saw, that might have caused some problems too. I've got about the most powerful that they make with this Bosch is 20 amp is really not a great way to measure the torque or power, but it's a beefy skill saw. It's not a worm drive saw, of course, but it'll do. It's not really. Thanks. It's not really an invention. It's just it's just a sawmill using something a little different. Does YouTube pay for a living? Not quite good enough, but you can make some money on YouTube. Yes. Hickory flavored Pepsi. Jason, you can keep your hickory flavored Pepsi, buddy. Right on, Pedro. It's time to get to it. All right, guys. I'm gonna head back over there and get some more welding done, a little more cutting, and we've got About 3 hours before I got to jump off and get ready for the Mega Maker Show tonight. For those of you who don't know, every Saturday night, 9 o'clock, well, not the last 2 weeks, family issues, but Saturday nights, 9 o'clock, I host a show called the Mega Maker Show. Tonight, we're going to have Joel Crawford from the Missing Digit Woodshop, and we're going to have a gentleman named Scott Caruso, who is a lifelong entrepreneur, super, super crazy smart guy. The last company he started was the Pure Color, which is a very chemically friendly watercolor stain for wood, and it's an absolutely amazing product. It's a premium product, but it's an awesome product. So they're going to be on tonight. We're going to be talking about the business of making. So if anybody's interested in possibly taking this, their making or their hobby to the next level, whether it's just earning some money out of the garage or beyond, come hang out. It'll be a fun one. Jay, I was smart once. Yeah, me too, Jay. Yes, they are magnetic squares. Don't burn the shop down, Donald. I promise I won't burn the shop down. I might burn my hands, but I'm okay with that. No bueno, too big. Well, let's see, y'all. Tape measure. Like, cable. Little problem with the welder. So I had a little problem with the wire feed got all screwed up inside of the welder. I don't know whether it's something that was in there from the manufacturer, or if it's something I did prior, but it wasn't working. Instead of trying to fix this mess, I'm just going to throw another spool on it. Come on, get in there. So I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but these things are like threading a sewing machine for somebody with really big clodhoppers. Not exactly the most fun project in the world. Got it. Finally. Oh, so just in case there's still a few of you left in here, I'm having trouble spooling my my welder. I had a buddy of mine who used to weld quite a bit, and he used to be able to change those spools like in 10 seconds. It made me sick. Seems like every time I put a new spool in, not every time, but every once in a while, I have nothing but trouble. This is the first time I've ever loaded one of those big spools on this machine, and I'm running into issues. So, first, you break the camera, now the welder. Yeah. It's not broken. I just can't spool it very well. Hey, Gene, how are you? Gene Chambers in the house. Copyright music time. You know what? We should get some music on. Let's do that. I have a whole, like a huge playlist of royalty-free music that we can listen to. I know. Let's see how many people this chases off. I don't even know if you'll be able to hear it. So you guys will tell me if you can hear it. Custom Chris, did I change the tip? No, Chris, I did not change the tip. The tip, I haven't even gotten there yet. I'm well on. I haven't even gotten the line up to the tip. It's not. I'm just not having. I'm having trouble feeding it because I'm loading the wire all wrong. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's go to Izzy's. There we are. All right, what's your flavor, guys? I don't. You know what? Honestly, I don't think you'll be able to hear this because it's going to play in my speakers and not through the computer. I don't know. See, tell me if you can hear it. Can you hear it? Okay, Kelly, I already did that. Polka. Y'all can hear that? Can you still hear me? All right, well, I'm going to go and try and load that thing one more time while I annoy you with some hillbilly music. And I'll be right back. Hopefully it works this time. Play metal. I don't do heavy metal, Marshall. think we got it. Oh, I didn't play all the music. I'm going to fix that. Okay, we got it running. Back to welding. I'll turn this music back on for you guys. Was that really painful, or should I just shut it off? What time is it there? It is 6 o'clock. Don's turn it up. All right, brother. Here come the pain. All right, this one's kind of goofy, but it doesn't last that long. Boy, making a mess. Let me get this welded. I'll take a break and answer a few questions while it cools down. All right, I'll take a break now. Give that breaker a second to take a break. Rest. Got to be honest with you guys. I'm really surprised there's still 100 people are in here. I never didn't think welding was that exciting. No, Donald, I'm just trying to, I'm a little bit behind where I wanted to. Whenever I had trouble spooling that welder, and I have very little patience for that kind of stuff. Break. Yep, time for a break. Yeah, you guys don't tell anybody this. I run my entire shop off of 2 outlets. 2. Yep. I can't make toast. I somehow I don't believe you. Yeah, show. I haven't been doing the Twitch thing. I shut that down. Oh, I guess it was 6 months ago or so. We were gonna do. We were moving. We put a bid in on a piece of land out in the country, and well, we got the contract, and then the contract fell through last minute. But long story short is there's no service, or it's voice over IP out there, DSL. No way I could stream live, and I didn't want to work on Twitch and build up an audience and then basically just have to shut it right down. So yeah, I know I need to get to run a couple more lines off the box, but it's one of those things I just keep putting off because I'm moving, or at least I hope I am soon. Yes, a nice cup of coffee would be good, Darth Vader. In fact, now that you said that, I'm going to leave you guys in just a second, run in the house and grab one. Barn Geek, very good. Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. We do that every once in a while. I'll get together with a couple of my buddies on Hangout because, I mean, we work in the shop by ourselves all the time, so it's kind of nice just to have someone to stop and chat with. So I'll put a buddy or two up on Hangouts, and we'll just work in our shops and, take a breather or chit-chat whenever we stop or have a moment to stop. Ryoku. I did not know that. Well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. I didn't think about it, but yeah, I guess that makes sense being able to split it. Yeah, Lauren, it's the 140 HD Home Depot. I think they run right around. It's been over a year. 480, 500, something like that for that welder. So it's not overly crazy to get into. Yeah, it's too late, buddy. I don't want to be president ever. How do you like it, Lauren? You like that one pretty well? I haven't used it a whole lot. I've stick welded my whole life. This is the first MIG. It's relatively easy to get parts to stick together, but it's a lot harder to get a good looking, make that like dime looking bead with it. $350 for your Lincoln Handyman. I got no problems with it. It's just coming from stick welding, guys, honestly, guys, what I do, I'm not sure too many people actually call welding. I'm more or less just gluing 2 pieces of metal together. I grew up on the farm, so we always had some ridiculously large stick welder, and we didn't care if it was pretty or not. We were just, trying to melt 2 pieces of steel together. And you use the MIG, the better you get. Well, yeah, Lauren, I thought about that, but 35 mil. But I'm not I might do once a month or once every other month. Jericho, what's up? Love your name, brother. Audio issues. Uh-oh. Let's see what's happening. What time is it? Oh, we only got a couple hours left. And give it, the sound's been going in and out, y'all. Just give it a second. It'll come back. Settings. What time? Oh, it's after. It's after dinner. All my kids, 4 of them, just jumped on their devices to watch TV. Grinder and paint makes you the welder you ain't. That's a good one, Dutch. I'll remember that. Yeah, see, the problem is I have no shame whatsoever. I don't care if people see my bad welds. I just leave them. Oh, crap. I'm glad you said something, Chris. I forgot I still had that running. Trying to capture a little footage for YouTube. Jericho, no, Izzy is not my real name. No, I will not tell you what my real name is. Chris, I use the Canon Vixia HGF G40, and quit looking at my bald spot. I got to put my hat back on. Oh, show 81. Yeah, no, that's the 4 kids that are still at home. I have 7 altogether. A temporary tattoo on the bald spot. You know what I thought about? I'm glad I didn't do it because I ended up rebranding. I thought about, I'm seriously this crazy, y'all. I thought about having the light bulb, you know, from the Think Woodworks logo tattooed on my head. So I'm just glad I didn't do it now because I just changed everything. Wesley, that's not the problem. It's there's a joke in my family. It's if Izzy hangs his pants on the wall, something's getting pregnant. I don't know. How did I get Izzy? It's just what I've been called my whole life. It's everybody's always called me, well, not my whole life, but for most of my adult life, everybody's called me Izzy. It's a nickname. No, I'm not. Yeah. No, actually, I had 7 kids, so I have to spend more time in the shop earning money. So that was how I did that. So if you want to, you know, really spend every day for 16 hours a day in your shop, have 7 kids. So you need to support them. It's called brains working. Yeah, I'm, you know, I have a tattoo right here. That's the only one I've got. It's half a centurion. I'm not really big on tattoos. And this one actually looks a lot better than it used to. I was 22 years old, and I think I'd gone through a 5th of whiskey, sweet whiskey, sitting at some guy's table who was learning how to tattoo. And I was like, oh, yeah, do me up. You know, 22, dumb, drunk. It happens. I ended up going back to a professional to have it fixed a few years later. And again, that's 15 years ago. So it's faded. And I don't take care of it. No, absolutely no interest in Shark Tank, Wesley. I'm not, as far as that stuff goes, if I'm bringing something to market, I'm going to do it on my own, or I'm going to 5% it off to a company. I'm not messing with Shark Tank. Trump Matthias, a complete guide to pocket hole joinery. Yeah. Oh, you're a funny man. If it works out, Barn Geek, I'll throw up the SketchUp model on the YouTube channel or up on the website. Yeah. Yeah. Typically, if I make a SketchUp model, I'll throw it up on the site. You know, if I'm not planning to turn it into a full blown set of plans. Flat pack. Ryoku, no. I didn't catch your question about doing a flat pack. Pocket hole joinery surgery. Kendama. I have never played Kendama. Kendama? Am I saying that right? Kendama. Flat pack or made one? I see. I'm behind the times here, y'all. I'm starting to get confused. I'm thinking about that project behind me, looking at an email and talking to you guys. I'm sorry. Turns you off of chain mills is the speed. Any idea how fast or slow this mill will be? It's going to be slow, Dan. The particular beam saw that I'm running is going to run about just shy of or just over half the speed of a typical chainsaw. The chain will go that fast. The difference is with this one, it's going to be it'll have a little bit more torque. Let's say on average it's on par. I would say the torque, and I'm just guessing here, but I'm guessing the torque will be about on par with about a 65 cc chainsaw, which is plenty of power to rip through 8-10 inches of log, which is all I'm really planning on doing with this. Oh, is that better? Who said you should? Jericho. Jericho wants to see my purty face. Flat pack is a term for knockdown furniture like IKEA. Well, yeah. Okay. Thank you for the description. Never, ever, ever be interested in building something like that. I'm not a flat pack kind of guy. Honestly, if I'm going to build, and I haven't done much furniture here on the channel, and I should, but I want something that's, I'm not a big fine furniture guy. Don't shoot anybody. I'm just, that's not my thing. I don't like fine furniture. For me, I like imperfections. I like to see bark. I like to see the natural, movement of material. So I like that stuff a lot. Now, not to say I haven't done fine furniture. I've done more than I care to ever admit. And then like the flat pack stuff, it looks like something from IKEA, and I'm not interested in that. There was a guy that cuts down his own wood. He uses really cool jigs for his chainsaw using threaded rod. I'm hoping he got a hold of you to buy your wrench. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Thank you for the tip, Wesley, or let me know about the guy. That's cool. Bed frame. Oh, something for a bed, like a bed frame or a loft. I might, I had some ideas. I know space-saving furniture, and this is, here we are. I'm on the other end of it. I like space-saving furniture or multifunctional furniture. I don't necessarily care if it, flat packs down. I do have some ideas for a bookcase it's a bookcase, and it folds down and turns into like a crafting table, because that's something my girls could use in their room. So it's like a multifunctional thing, and then you don't have to take anything off the shelves. Everything just stays right on there. It tilts down. A crafting table pops up along with seating, and when you're done, you just clean it up and lift the top up, and it turns back into. Any idea when the first batch? Yes, Jerry, 22nd of this month. So in just a couple weeks. In fact, I just talked to the mill guy the other day, and everything is on schedule. So yeah, I'm 43, Jericho. Marshall, love transforming furniture. Yeah, that kind of stuff I dig. As far as like flat pack stuff, no. I want to do some rustic builds, but I'm not real sure how well they go because most of the builds would take 2 videos or possibly 3 videos. And you know how that goes. A lot of people don't like watch series of videos, so you'd be getting little bits of the information. And then if you just did a one video about the whole build and you'd cut out a lot of valuable information, then everybody would be asking questions. What about? And that would screw it up. Ben spending Saturday nights on Zoom with Tom learning Fusion. Jerry, you've been on doing that with Tom, learning 360. That's awesome. Jerry, you're one of the Canadians, aren't you, buddy? We were talking about you all the other day. Tom and I were. Yep, expanding tables. I watched a long time. Thumbs up on the rustic builds, even if it takes several builds. Dan, and I know you would probably. There's probably a handful of people out there who would really like that process. But as a whole, when I'm making a video, I have to kind of curtail the video to as many people as possible, and it's not always what I want them. That's not necessarily true. I like making the fast videos, but it's not necessarily the most informational packed video. Wish there was a second format and then I had time, of course, to really lay it out. Maybe at some point in the near future. Falling oak and comes backyard. Yeah, just for small ones. You can't rush perfection. A couple of videos on something is cool. Yeah, Gene, again, you've been like Dan, you guys have been following me for a while and you guys have been great supporters of the channel and, comment a lot. And I appreciate that, but a lot of people will not watch that. And it's just, in YouTube terms, it's channel death. I've taken some of the YouTube classes and that's like the big, it works in some formats, but not in mine. My format, it doesn't work very well. Yes, I follow Keith a little bit. I shouldn't say I follow him. I do catch him from time to time. It's hard to build in Southern California. No good source for branches. Yeah, that's, you got, if you're going to build rustic, you got to be in a place where you can get it. Izzy, are you watching Wood Gears CA on YouTube? Am I watching it right now? No. I check in on Matthias once in a while and watch his stuff. Wesley, thank you, man. Some of the stuff I've thought of recently, I wish I would have thought of 20 years ago. It would have been a lot helpful, a lot more helpful to my career. Hard and softwood between East and West Coast. Hard and softwood between East and West Coast. Ryoku, I am not following. I'm sorry. I must have missed a comment somewhere back there. My favorite Izzy videos are anything drill powered. Yeah, those I kind of got that known, that reputation. Izzy, I built the table saw last week. I would be very it would be very inefficient of stream if you were watching it live too. Live. Okay. I'm not following Ryoku. Yeah. The more informative videos, I can do some of that if it's in that format, that 5 to 10 minute format. But typically those videos don't perform very well. Most of them don't, not all the time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. No, that would be funny. That would be commercial. That would be copyright content infringement. If I was doing that, Ryoku, I couldn't do that. If I was like watching it and, possibly sharing even the audio of it, that would be wrong. Oh, I got you, Walt. Okay, it was a reply to the. Sure. Well, the East Coast, where I'm at, just for throwing it out there, greetings from Germany. The metal pecker. Interesting name, Mr. Germany. We've got a lot of live oak, water oak, black walnut, hickory, pecan, a lot of that here. We have some pine, and it's prolific here, but it's not as prolific as the deciduous as the hardwoods. And where I'm from up north, there's a big mix of pine and sugar maple. We had a lot of curly and figured and quilted back home, which I miss a lot of. And but there's a lot of places in the country where you can't get your hands on branches. Now, I will say, if you're out in like New Mexico, they have all of that juniper shrub wood. And if you guys don't know what juniper shrub wood is, type it into the Google search engine right now. Just type in juniper rustic furniture and be prepared to have your minds blown. It is a beautiful material. It's all gnarly and curvy, but you have to sandblast it to get that look. I hope my English skills will fit talking to you. If the grammar be false, please don't slap me. And my English is a product of TV series, news, and computer games. All right. That sounds really cool. We can have some fun with this one. Metal Pecker, feel free to comment, and we won't make fun of your English very much. It's not, Andrew. Andrew asks how the Bosch React Saw is working out. Wow, that's a tough one. Now, when I first got it, I was loving it. It was working great. It was probably about 4 or 5 weeks into it, I started having some power issues with it. If I was cutting a 2x4, like it would bog down. I mean, through a 2x4, which is, that's not so good. But it was livable, and Bosch said they had a fix for that. And but I had to take it to a service center and all that. And I don't have time for that business. I'm not every time that, and then the saw kept false tripping on me. In other words, I'd be using it and it would trip. And then, a week later I'd be using it again and it would trip. And that kind of stuff, like the welder not spooling correct, just drives me crazy. Mario, hello. Thank you, man. Appreciate you watching. So anyway, with the saw, long story short, is it tripped on me for about the 6th time. That was when it trips. Every time it trips, it's $50 in downtime, which I'm not cool with. And when it tripped on me the 6th time, I lost my cool, and it's not really usable anymore. The saw, I mean, that's all I'm saying. Have you tried socket like your corner drill jig? No, I have not tried a socket like the corner drill jig. Yep. Well, power washing works pretty good on cedar, not on juniper. On juniper, it would be very bad. You just want to use a sandblaster. It needs to be sandblasted with a fine silica sand, and that's how you do it. With the power washing, first of all, it's not quite the juniper bark hangs on a lot tighter than cedar does. So you need it to be sandblasted. Wesley, thank you very much for the offer. No, I'm pretty well set up on material. I have suppliers that are really good to me, and I design furniture. So the companies I design furniture for send me all kinds of material all the time. I have a storage room, a unit full of material that I just haven't got around to using. BFH, hold off of it. Gene, can you clarify that? I'm not sure what I missed it. Well, nothing. Here's the thing. First of all, Bosch has a fix. Back to the saw here for a second. I had a couple comments. Bosch has a fix for the saw, and so the new ones don't have that problem. I don't know about the tripping, and I know that no matter what you do with the saw that has, whether it's Bosch or it's SawStop or whatever, but if you have a saw that you're not evacuating or you're not running dust collection on, and it builds up and builds up and builds up, especially in the Bosch because its dust collection was less than ideal, you're going to have trips no matter what. I don't care if it's SawStop. I don't care if it's Bosch. I don't care if it's anything else. And quite frankly, the dust collection on those job site saws suck. It's terrible. Not all of them. There's some of them, some are a little better than others, but for the most part, they're not good. And that had a closed system. So if you weren't running a dust collector on it all the time, it would get buildup. Any moisture in the air, electric static, boom, Bob's your uncle, the thing fires off. So whether it's, and I have a buddy who's got a pro SawStop, or, well, not anymore. He used to have a pro SawStop, and he moved it out he had it in a production shop. He had 4 or 5 guys running. But every time that they would get that buildup of sawdust in it, they just trip. And I don't know whether they have a fix for that now or not, but I don't have time for that business. And when my saw goes down and I'm in the middle of the project, it's costing me time and money. You guys know I put out 2, 3, 4 videos a week sometimes. Saw going down, having to stop and change it out. Or in the last time, I was out of cartridges. There was no changing it out. It would be literally, 4 or 5 days before I could use the saw again because the cartridge blew. And I didn't have any spares on hand. And I was getting kind of tired of buying $100 cartridges to replace it. So that's kind of how that happened. And it's not Bosch, it's not the Reax saw's fault. And I don't want you guys thinking that I'm dissing the product. They had some bugs. They're working through them, or they have worked through them. That's great and dandy. It's just not my thing. I'm not going to do it. I'm not messing around with that. I'd rather chance chopping my finger off than having a saw that keeps breaking down on me. Mr. Red Smith in the house. Hey, bud, what's up, man? All right, listen, I meant to sit down for 2 minutes, and I've been chit-chatting for like 25 or 30. I can get back to work, or we can keep hanging out. You guys call. You guys make the call. I'm okay with either way. I wouldn't mind welding tomorrow when the garage door can be open. Get to building. We want to see you building. Always, Izzy, been a great feed, but something's got to get done. All right. I like it. We're going to talk about it or be about it. Everybody says, get at it. Let's do it. Don't look at my bald spot. Just saying. Coffee. See, you guys made me forget about going to get my coffee. See how you are? Oh, you can't even see me now. That's why I left the camera that way. Maya, would you bring me a coffee, please? coffee, please. Honey, not sugar, please. Yeah. Honey or sugar? Honey, please. Okay. Forgot. All right. Thank you. Yeah. No, not out here right now. No, I want her breathing this in and live on YouTube right now, so okay, come out. Ooh, bad. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. All right, hey guys, for anybody wearing earphones, I am about to do some loud cutting with the metal saw, so watch your ears. Fair warning. Let me put some music back on for you guys. Sorry. Well, maybe. Woohoo! What a wreck. All right. So that's the carriage, or that's the base. There's a couple more parts to add. The locking mechanism. Izzy Cremona, you know what? It actually is kind of Cremona's fault. I've been watching him do his Andy's in the house. Hey guys, hey Nick. I've been watching Cremona build his sawmill, and for the longest time I've wanted to do something small, a small scale thing. You know, something that is I can just, park on the wall, but I can still go out to where, my neighborhood where they're just tearing trees down left and right, and they're leaving all these trees that are, 8-10 inches around and 6 feet long. They're just leaving them. Either that or they're running them in through the chipper. And, some of that's black walnut, some of it's oak, some of it's pecan. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and build this. And it is absolutely Cremona's fault. Watching him is kind of spurred it. And then I recently got my hands on, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, I recently got my hands on this. Move the camera down a bit. I guess I should be able to see what I'm looking at here. There we go. There we go. So that's what I'm calling it, my mini urban sawmill. It's I'm building something small logs with. Nick Cremona's fault. I'm ready for a new. Ooh, I better go wash my face before the guys tonight. 9:00 Mega Maker Show right here on this channel. Joining me, and probably haven't heard. Lifelong entrepreneur or background knowledge in. Interested in, making a business. It actually makes sense. Bo, just hang on a second. They come and go. They'll go away in just a second. Is that better yet? Is it better yet? Can you hear me now? I can always tell when the audio goes bad because the viewer count goes down. Oh, when I moved the camera, it got weird. It's probably my USB connections because they're full of. Tell a joke. You guys want to hear a dirty joke? A pig fell in the mud. That's the best one I know. Sorry. Need a 360 cam. I wanted to have a Metal Pecker. I wanted to have my laptop going over there, so you got like a second view. Well, first of all, you'd see in the side of my shirt and my man boobs while I'm welding, so that's probably good that I didn't do that. And But anyway, I was thinking about having a second camera. I think once or twice a month, I'm going to do this on a Sunday. I'm just going to, throw up a hangout and I'm going to whack something together. This Sunday, it happens to be the sawmill, or Saturday, excuse me. And I think not this coming Saturday, but wait a second. Is that Christmas? That might be Christmas weekend. I won't be putting anything up then. But I figure maybe once or twice a month I'll do this. I'll throw up a live build session and we'll build something together. But next time I'll figure out how to get a second camera going, or maybe even 3 cameras going. I have a pretty good connection, and it's not Wi-Fi. It's landlined in. So whatever that means. It's weird when I acknowledge weird fetishes. Weird fetishes? I don't have any weird fetishes. Nope. How do you make a clever weed stash? Quit smoking weed. Nobody will ever find it. Izzy in 56K. Right on. You're wired. Side man boobs. No, no one's wired. So anyway, let me screen share for those of you who just popped in. Let me show you what we are working on. Move this over here. Somewhere there's a screen share button. There it is. All right. For you guys who just came to join us or have just joined us in the last 20 minutes or so, this is what we're building. Let go of my tape. It is the carriage for my sawmill. The little crazy looking skill saw, beam saw is going to go mount right in here. There's a thread, all thread that'll go up and down. That will raise and lower the saw so I can do different heights. So there'll be a little locking mechanism on both sides right there. And what we've got done so far is this. Let me get rid of the carriage. This is the saw carriage that I haven't started yet, and I'm thinking I will finish up tomorrow. Sound effects. Hide. Okay, so this is what we just built. This is what we built this afternoon. This is 24 inches wide, 6 feet long, and this is the log carriage. So the logs will sit up on top of here, and I'll have a little locking mechanism device for front and back that I can move back and forth in these slots. And of course, it'll be drill powered. Just saying. And then on the back here, the last part I just welded on was this runner right here. And the carriage will ride up down the length of this on these two runners right here. So log goes here, locks in place. The carriage got the saw and it runs up and down. I'll have a little handle with hopefully a bike brake to do for the trigger. So I'll have like a handle, a bike brake will turn the saw on and off. You just pull it, saw turns on, let go, saw turns off. And then of course I will have to have some kind of lubrication for the chain. So I will work that out. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to work that out. I may just use an aquarium pump or something with a 12-volt system or some kind of manual deal. I'm not sure yet. But that's it. That's what I've been working on. For those of you who didn't already know. There. Any questions? Engineering with Izzy. I wouldn't call this engineering. I would call this slapping shit together. Izzy, I don't remember you ever used a Japanese saw. Have you ever used one? Jericho, that's all I use, buddy. I don't use traditional saws. I have 6 Japanese saws in my shop. I have the all famous, over under. It's got the crosscut on one side, rip cut on the other. I've got a saw that I use for dovetail work. Don't tell anybody that out. Don't say that out loud. I don't do any dovetails anymore. I use it for precision cutting. And then should be using groups, Izzy. Should be using groups? Chris, what do you say should be? What do you mean should be using groups? What kind of groups? Is that all thread on the saw head? The all thread mounts is actually welded right to the carriage that the saw mounts to. And then I'm going to use my, I keep calling it the nut hugger, the DPT wrench, to move that everything up and down. Oh yeah, no, Chris, I don't use groups. I make everything if a component, and then if I wanted that all to be in like a group, I just turn the whole thing into a component. I see what you're saying. Yeah, Chris, I literally slammed that together in like 15, 20 minutes before I started building. So I didn't even think. Oh, have you seen John Height's latest video? He fitted a DeWalt drill with a Makita battery, new life for old tools. Oh, no, I hadn't seen that. I'll have to go check that out. Catch up. Lauren, thank you. You're so sweet. Somebody just said I'm a beautiful man. Go tell my wife that, please. It's your channel, Izzy. You can tell it what you think. That's right. It's my channel. I can tell it how I want to. Explain your little think avatar. Oh, the little dude with the horns. Right on. I'm part of a private group that we just talk about making and stuff like that. And I have the horn hat. If you haven't seen the horn hat, if you're a newer subscriber in the last year or so, you may have seen the horn hat. I suppose now I have to get off my rear end and go get it and show everybody. See? Does it make sense now? So at the last woodworking show I went to, we brought the hat covered in stickers. So the horn hat dude is actually an avatar of me and wearing this. And I had one of the guys in the group that I was talking about drew a little. I was getting ready. I was talking to them about changing my rebranding to Izzy Swan, and we were talking about just different icons that you could use for a brand. And I went with the simple one, the gear. But the gentleman drew this up for me, and he drew up that avatar, and I freaking loved the avatar because it like super fit my personality. It's got the drill, and the chubby little dude wearing the horn hat. So that's where that came from, and I just liked it so much that I want to keep using it. And you're going to see that pop up in the future on hats and shirts and wherever I can get away with putting it. Izzy Shrek, JP's in the house. What's up, brother? Yeah, there's dust everywhere in here. Ryoku. Am I saying that right? Freemasons. Cobalt. Shrek loves all. Yes, Shrek is. No, Chris, I am not. I am going to use metal to metal on the slides. I'm using 1-inch tubing for the track. Now the cage or the carriage will be made out of 1-inch tubing with 2 plates on either side of it. It's going to be metal to metal, and I'm going to use on the inside of the carriage itself. I'll have some 3/8 holes tapped in, so I can run a 3/8 bolt in there to kind of tighten it up, or move the carriage one way or another to match the to keep everything parallel. So when I'm shoving the carriage down the sawmill, it stays in line and true. Hope that makes sense. That's what I'm going to do. Metal to metal. It's not heavy enough. By the time you put that saw, everything on there, it might not even weigh, 25 pounds. And, it's not hard to slide metal over metal when it's only 25 pounds. So, and, I'm thinking at some point, and don't quote me on, and don't, until it happens, I'm not promising anything, but I think at some point, what I may end up doing once I get used to what kind of feed rate I can use with the saw, I may actually use a gear and chain system, like a sprocket and chain system. So all I got to do is like just stand there and turn the sprocket, and it goes down and cuts everything itself. In that which case, at that point, it wouldn't matter if, I mean, it could be cement on cement, and with a gear and pulley, it would just, glide right across. Cut capacity. Well, overall cut capacity is 12 inches, but if you took like a 16-inch log, you could still get, you could probably still cut off the top half part of it and then flip it, cut off the top part of it. So I'm guessing like the max size log I'll be able to do is probably like 16 to 18, as long as it's like really round and not really goofy oblong shape. But I doubt I'll ever do anything like that. It's, I'm building this for small capacity stuff, 8, 12 inches tops, 4 to 6 feet long. That's really all it's for. Through Pfizer. Jerry, is this your shop? Is your shop attached to your? It's attached. It's attached, Jerry. That door right there, the one, there's like, go that way, and there's a little cutout in my garage. That's the laundry room. Next door in is the house. Two saws are facing each other. Two saws facing each other. Oh, you could do that, I suppose. You mean like one on each side? Oh, that would be slick. Cobalt, good idea. Yeah, Joseph, you're right. I really honestly can't remember, aside from doing like slab tables or slab tops, when I've ever used anything much bigger than, 6 or 8 inch pieces anyway. First of all, if you're a furniture maker and you don't want to use, unless you absolutely have to, like if you're gluing up a tabletop, you're looking, the smaller the pieces, if this makes sense, like 6 inches, 8 inches, the less chance you have of warping or twisting or compression or, that lovely force, that tangential shrinkage of material, shrinkage and expansion. That's really the one that all of us furniture makers hate, because that's the one that makes everything warp and twist. So the smaller the piece, and then with opposing grains gluing up the top, you have a lot more chance of it being stable than you do with larger pieces. So, not that I'm trying to justify using small stuff. I'm just saying that's a good option for large glue ups. And then, for large glue ups, big slabs. Well, short wise, what is the doable? However, longer than 24, I'd catch and do a really bad thing. It didn't make any sense. Use a widescreen wiper motor to feed. Ooh, that's interesting. Don't opposite blades make wedges, though? Maybe, Ryoku. You'd have to have it lined up pretty good. What time is it? 8 o'clock? Well, we can hang out for a little bit. I'm going to call it there, guys. I'm going to build the carriage tomorrow, record the rest of the build, and I'll have the video up on it running, hopefully. Why a chain over a bandsaw? Because it's easy, Shark, and I don't really want a big, bandsaw to have to store in here. I want something small, something that's portable. That thing I'll be able to chuck right in the back of my car without ever worrying about it if I want to take it to a buddy's house. Yeah, I know a lot of guys are really into sawmills, which is super cool. I like them as well, but I don't think I'll ever own, or even if I had the opportunity, unless I moved out to a big farm, and even then I'd have to really question whether I'd own one or whether I just call a local sawyer like my buddy over on John's Island. He can come over and he'll cut all day long for, pennies on the board foot. So you got to kind of focus. I got to focus my energies where my energies are going to be most profitable or beneficial. That would be a really big bandsaw, Cobalt. Cobalt says, what if you had a big bandsaw blade running from floor to ceiling? Hey, Rich. Thanks, man. Rich McNatt. If you guys don't know Rich McNatt, check out his channel. He does some amazing turning and pretty cool stuff, projects. Oh, that would be cool. There you go. Somebody just had a brilliant idea. Just attach a chainsaw to the side of a truck, and then you've got like this automatic sled. So you can just drive, put it in forward and drive down the log, and then put it in reverse and come back and lower the chainsaw. And there, that's easy. Just get one of those big, Matt Cremona chainsaws, and you're good to go. Could you imagine that? Big old, 36-inch chainsaw attached to the side of your truck. No, I couldn't. 4-foot bandsaw. I don't know if you guys know, but like with bandsaw mills, the bigger you get, obviously, the more dangerous they are. I had, I don't know. He wasn't an uncle. He was like a first, second, third cousin, twice removed from Uncle Bob and Aunt Sarah's family member. Was working at an older sawmill with big, huge band mills. I mean, the bandsaw blades were like, 6 inches thick. And one snapped. And when the big band mills, when the saw blade snaps, it doesn't die like it does in your little, 14 and 17-inch bandsaws. It kind of folds out. So it basically shoots a metal blade right out from the side of the bandsaw. Well, my cousin lost his whole leg from one of those once. He was walking by the bandsaw. I don't remember this story. It was something like he picked up the log or the piece and was walking by, and the thing went, and I mean, just that blade just shot right straight out of the bandsaw and chopped his leg right off. At least that's the story. How much did this project cost me? The steel was $60, 1-inch by 1-inch tubing with the 1/8-inch wall. The enough steel for the whole project was $60 at my local steel mill. The attachment for that was $159 through it's through a BP Way. I think they normally run $169, but Brian's got the attachments on sale on his website. The Protzi beam saws were on sale for $159. And then I don't know how much the Bosch saw was. I didn't pay for that. Bosch sent me that when I used to sponsor their stuff, when they used to sponsor my show. So less than $240. Yeah, $240. So, well, if you don't include the welding, the welding stuff. I need to buy a kilowatt to measure the welding load of some of your shop projects. Yeah, they're for timber framing. The saws, right? Yeah, the Protzi saws. See, I like those. I like the beam saws better than I like the Makitas or the 16-inch skill saws. First of all, the 16-inch skill saws are a little bit difficult and unwieldy to handle. They make a much cleaner cut, of course, but they don't have the same cut depth either. And with this one, you can cut up to 12 inches deep. And a lot of the old projects that I used to work on were large log homes, large timber frames. Even then, the 16-inch wasn't big enough to get it as deep or through the cuts that we needed. So the beam saws are great for that. Now, of course, they take a little bit of that accuracy away. But let me see if I can show you guys. So here's this cherry is roughly 4 years. This cherry is roughly 4 years old. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let me see if I can get that. You guys see the finished surface? That's the cut from the beam saw. Izzy looks cold. I don't get cold, man. I love the cold. So that's the surface from the beam saw. Now this is a little over 4 inches. Is it 4? I can't remember now. We're gonna call it 4 inches. This is like I think it's just a touch over 4 inches. And from here to here, it's just over 14 inches. And it takes the beam saw about 20 seconds to cut through this. And this is 4-year-old cherry. So it should have no trouble going through, even 8 inches of of pine, or I don't know what it would do on oak. We'll have to see. Oh yeah, not so shat. When I cut through this, I was like, oh yeah, this is when I made the first cut through this. I knew for sure. What's your favorite tool brand, Cooper? I don't have a favorite tool brand. I have favorite tools like Bosch. I like Bosch's jigsaw. As far as a jigsaw, that's my favorite. For sanders, I like DeWalt. They're you know what, their cheapest random orbital sander is my favorite. Electric palm sander. I tried the rigid big ones. I've actually used the Festool, and they worked great, but they're just ridiculously expensive. It's for sanding. So I don't really have. I like Bosch drills. Rigid came out with a new palm drill. It's just instead of having a trigger, you just push down on it, and it's for small form woodworking. I love that. It's super comfortable to use. Ask me something else. What, like a tool. What's my favorite? If you pick a tool, I can tell you what my favorite brand of that tool is. Oh, ragtie. Who won the tickle war? My wife actually did. She kind of jumped in, and I thought I was doing good. I had both Lucy and Abby in tears, and then my wife jumped in, and it was over. Once the wife jumps in, you're going to lose. JP, thank you, buddy. My favorite table saw, an Oliver. I like the old Oliver table saws probably better than anything else. We ran a 14-inch Oliver for most of my young adult life at the shop, and love that thing. You couldn't even, when it was turned on, you'd hear the blade, the air from the blade whistling, and that thing would throw you could stack 6 pieces of plywood on top of it, and it would throw all 6 of them 40 feet backwards if you weren't careful. So it was a beast. It would eat anything you put on it. Yeah, Festool. I mean, I'm not dissing Festool. They make great tool, metal pecker. I don't care for the price tags. Most of the stuff I have in my shop is stuff you can pick up from Home Depot. I don't have anything super fancy in here. I am getting a pretty nice metal saw here pretty quick because I have some commercial projects coming up I need it for. But everything else in here you could buy at Home Depot. Yeah, Joseph, about the, I doubt that. I doubt that will happen. It'd be interesting. I mean, it could happen, I suppose, but first of all, Mike Cass has lost every single lawsuit he's ever filed. Again, when it comes to the flesh saving technology, and Bosch spent 7 years working on that technology, working around the patents that were on the technology, not trying to duplicate them. So there's he does not stand a very good chance of winning. I know that the judge said it could go to court, or there was enough evidence there to take it to court, but I seriously doubt. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not a legal expert. I'm just saying I seriously doubt that Cass will win this. I hope he doesn't. I don't like Cass's business practices. I don't like that at all. It's probably one of the reasons why you'll never see. Well, I take that back. You may see me own a saw stop in the future. If my kids get heavy into it, I would buy one, but I would still bitch about his business practices. Ragtime, I don't know. I would like to do more metalworking projects, and I'm kind of feeling that out on the channel. As far as on YouTube, I hope so. If it was received well. If it's not received well, then I'll probably just keep my metalworking to my damn self. Uh-oh. Just a minute. This is Scott Caruso. He's going to be on later. What's going on? How's it going, brother?
It's going good. Are we doing this thing tonight?
Yep, in an hour. We start in an hour. I'll send you a link about 15 minutes prior to the hangout.
I had it down for 6 o'clock my time.
You're 2 hours behind us, right? We're at 9 o'clock tonight.
Oh, so it's in an hour.
It's in an hour. I'm sorry, Scott. We got a little confusion there. I'll This is, say hi to everybody. This is Scott.
Hey.
So yeah, we're on in an hour, so that we'll get going then. We're just doing like what we talked about, and I'll send you a link probably 15 minutes pre. I gotta go wash up. I've been welding all afternoon, so
Right on.
I'll send you a link then.
Can you hear it?
What's that?
Is my sound okay?
Oh yeah,
Is my
perfect.
sound okay?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Awesome.
See you then, brother.
All right. Bueno. Got the timer on. It's an hour.
So that was that's Scott. He's the entrepreneur that's going to be on tonight. He's a super cool guy. I mean, just like crazy smart. Like if I had a business, I would hire him to run it if I could afford him. We're gonna close down this hangout in shortly. I gotta go. My wife won't let me give her hugs or kiss her when I look like this, so I have to go take a quick shower, eat a little dinner, and give my wife a quick hug and kiss. And I'm gonna run back out, and we're gonna fire up the show tonight, which is all about the business of making. I've got Scott Caruso, lifetime entrepreneur, very, very smart, very successful guy. And then we've got Joel Crawford on tonight. He is the owner of the One Digit Workshop and the guy who makes the Spartan Spartan knife blocks. So every time I see one of those Spartan knife blocks, I don't tell you guys a quick story. Many years ago, I used to be into pride fighting. And in fact, I really enjoyed that in college. And there's something about, and I'm not going to get into it too deep, but there's something about stepping into the arena with another giant muscle-bound individual who is going to try and beat you up. That really gets the blood pumping. You know, I mean, you got to really psych yourself up. You're getting into this arena. You really got to get your adrenaline running, and you're thinking in your head like cry war. You know, like you're going to battle. And every time I see those damn Spartan cutting boards, I kind of get a little sensation of that from way back when. And that's not good. I can't have one of those in the house. So I know, weird how you associate things with old memories. Dino, yeah, the hangout it's uploaded here on this channel. After the hangout's over, it'll be like an hour or two down, and then it'll take that long to process, and then it'll go up onto the channel. At that point, I'm probably going to download it, and I'll go through and re-edit. I'll edit a bunch of this, and then probably re-upload it. Maybe I don't know. No, don't do that. Ryoku, what? Don't edit it? Is that what you're saying? You don't want to see my war face, trust me. I used to be worthy of a war face. Now it just kind of just makes people pee their pants laughing. It looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy trying to get tough. Anytime, Ryoku. I try to get back to as many comments and questions as I can. I'm a really slow reader, and I type really slow, but if I catch it, I'll definitely mention it and talk about it. So I really need to have a helper in here going, Izzy, answer that question from some time ago that you missed. But hey, let's call that a night, guys. It's 8:05. We got the base all done for the sawmill, which is awesome. We got that done, and I did it live, which was kind of weird. It felt weird working knowing that y'all were over here. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely, Ryoku. 1 a.m. where you are, Dino? Go to bed, crazy man. Andy, thanks for tuning in, brother. Hey, if you guys are still in here, Andy Berkey on YouTube. He does the 1 minutes. He does some really cool stuff. A lot of molding and sculptural work and repair work for some really cool churches and stuff like that. So go check him out. Andy Berkey. Badass. Custom Chris. See you later, guys. See you, Ryoku. Fade to Unforgiven. Good night, 2 a.m. Yeah, you should be going to bed. Billy McCord, good stream. Thanks, man. Hey, guys, don't forget, we'll be back in like 40 minutes. If you're still up and you want to, hear some really smart guys talk about some really fun stuff about making, about the business of making, about themselves a little bit, come on back. We'll fire that up here shortly. Matthias Wandell's in the house. Holy cow, man. It's like we got famous people in here, y'all. Thanks, it'll be fun to see how well it performs. I'm looking forward to seeing how well that little, skill saw does with it. But again, I won't be attacking anything huge. Matthias Wandell in the house, y'all. You see that? I got witnesses, 100 of you. So thank you, Matthias. I much appreciated, brother. I took a look at your video today on that 20-inch sawmill that you're built, or the the bandsaw that you're building. What a beast. That thing is going to like tear it up. I can't wait to see that killing it. I know I'm fanboying Matthias here, guys. Sorry. All right, guys, let's go. I'm going to go wash my hands and go catch some dinner, and I will see you guys in 50 minutes at 9 o'clock. So we'll have some really good guests on. Matthias, thank you for dropping in. Just cut a 10-inch log with it today. That's crazy. I'm sure everybody here is subscribed to Matthias, but if you're not, go check out his channel. He's building an insanely huge the biggest homemade sawmill or bandsaw I've ever seen. Fanboy Elliot. I'm just kidding. I'm not being a fanboy. Matthias doesn't even like me. All right, guys. Good night. See you back in 50 minutes. Any final words before I kill this thing? Bye-bye. That's a good one, woodworking. Bye-bye. Yeah. All right, guys. Good night, y'all. We are killing it in 3, 2, 1.